Once upon a time, there was a small village in a far-off land. The people in the village were kind and generous, always willing to help one another. However, there was one person who stood out from the rest, a man named Adam. Adam was known for his insatiable greed. He always wanted more and more, no matter how much he already had. One day, a rich merchant came to the village, looking to purchase some of the precious jewels that were mined from the nearby mountains. Adam, being the greedy man that he was, saw an opportunity to make a fortune. He struck a deal with the merchant, offering to help him find the best jewels in exchange for a large sum of money. Together, they set off into the mountains, with Adam leading the way. As they trekked deeper into the mountains, Adam's greed started to take over. He began to imagine all the wealth he could accumulate if he kept the best jewels for himself. As they came upon a particularly large and shiny gemstone, Adam quickly snatched it up and hid it away. The merchant, unaware of what had just happened, continued on with the search. However, Adam's greed only grew stronger as he discovered more and more precious jewels. He couldn't resist the temptation of hoarding them all for himself. He started to feel a sense of excitement and thrill, imagining the wealth and status he would soon attain. As they made their way back to the village, Adam was already dreaming of all the things he would buy with his newfound wealth. However, fate had a different plan in store for him. As they walked along a narrow and treacherous path, a sudden gust of wind blew Adam off balance, causing him to slip and fall down the mountainside. The merchant tried to save him, but it was too late. Adam's body was found the next day, buried under a pile of rocks and rubble. The people of the village were saddened by the news of Adam's death, but they were not surprised. They had seen his greed consume him, and they knew that it was only a matter of time before he met his downfall. As they mourned his passing, they also reflected on the lessons that could be learned from his tragic end. They realized that greed is a dangerous and destructive force, capable of clouding one's judgment and leading them down a path of ruin. They vowed to always remember Adam's story as a cautionary tale and to resist the temptation of greed in their own lives. In the end, Adam's legacy was not one of wealth and success, but rather one of caution and warning. His greed had consumed him, and he had paid the ultimate price for it. The people of the village learned from his mistakes and promised to live their lives with kindness and generosity, knowing that true happiness could not be found in material possessions but rather in the relationships and connections they shared with one another. As the years passed, Adam's story became a legend, passed down from generation to generation. And although the people of the village never forgot the tragedy that had befallen him, they also never forgot the lessons that could be learned from his fall. The moral lesson of this story is that greed can lead to one's downfall and true happiness cannot be found in material possessions.